I would like to introduce. I would like to introduce.
Today we study about charge, 12th class, first chapter, charge. Very interesting phenomena. What does charge say to us when two objects rubbed together? They get heated and transfer their electrons. When two things like we rub one object to other object, so this phenomena happening something gives a property of the electrons which is created in an atom. So when these electrons get heated and we rub the surface, not this point, what we rub? Surface. To the electrons which are revolving in the outer uppermost shells, they leave their places, they leave their state. For example, how can charge transfer their electrons? Let's take one example. There is sodium. It has electronic configuration like this, that has 11 electrons and its electronic configuration is this. So in the same way, in the sodium, electrons revolve like this. It is nucleus. Here 2 electrons, here 8 electrons, and in this orbit is 1 electron. When we rub any object, we rub that surface. We rub that surface, and now you are seeing and looking very well. It is the outermost of cell. You will rub this. If you are rubbing two objects, then which side you have been rubbing? The outermost cell, the outermost surface, that is outermost orbital. So when you will rub to this part, this surface will be affected. So this electron will transfer their place. It will leave. This is why you have seen that sodium has positive, because it has transferred 1 electron. So now simply you have understood what is the charge. When you rub two things, they transfer their electrons, and which type electron transfers? That electrons which is revolving in their outer uppermost shell. Now we proceed further. There are two types phenomena in charge. Let's take example. Charge is also at rest and charge is also at motion. Charge as well as rest and as well as motion shows different characteristics, different properties in those both states. We will study about rest and motion position later. Before it, we discuss something more. Now what is I am going to say, charge has two types. First positive, second negative. Positive charge is the meaning that it has transferred, it has lost, it has lost this surface electrons. What is the meaning of positive? The meaning of the positive charge is this, that the electron has transferred, object has transferred his electrons and has got positive charge. So positive body is always lighter body because there is the deficiency of the electrons. In this way, if we say about negative, so it is the simple meaning that other body has achieved, has gained the electrons. So negative is the heavier body. Heavier body. So how will you detect if two identical bodies are given to you? How will you detect that which body is lighter and other which is heavier? So for it I am going to show you two types bodies. There are two identical bodies. Otherwise they are identical or not, but you have to detect which is heavier and which is lighter. For example, here are two bodies. Now you have to detect. So simplify, only count the positive and negative. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Minus 5 electron. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 positive electron. What is remained? Here remain 1 electron of negative, meaning of negative charge. So this body is negative body and will be known as heavier body. And so on. Count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Plus 5 electron. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Minus 6 electron. This is also negative body. Just take a little difference. Now there are 7 positive electrons of positive charge plus 1 electron. Here is the remaining plus 1 charge. So you will say it is the positive body. What will you say? It is the positive body. So in simply we have known about the charge. What is the charge? Charge is a characteristic, is a property of the atom of the material. When you rub two materials to each other, they leave their electrons which are existing on the surfaces. And which is the surface? Outermost. Now I have shown that how can electrons transfer according to your electronic configuration structure. Now there was one more other problem. That problem was that how will you detect after rubbing that which body will be positive and which will be negative. So for this many practicals have been done, and few times it has been known that by which you rub that is positive and on which is rubbed that is negative, but this hypothesis also was proved wrong. It also could not explain that need which was real and apparatus. Then we introduced one more scientist, other more scientists, and they finally concluded which type bodies get positive and which other type get negative charged. So Faraday gave in electrostatic series, on which I am going to write here. It is electrostatic series. You will know very simply about these. What did Faraday said? What does tell this electrostatic series to us? The former will be positive. According to this electrostatic series, former will be positive, or later will be negative. If you rub glass with silk, then glass will get positive charge and silk will get negative charge, because glass comes first comparison to silk. Silk comes later after glass. Any of one you can pick up and can comprise which will be positive and which other will be negative. So I think you would have known. Let's take example. I am discussing about metal and rubber. Metal is rubbed with rubber, then metal would get positive charge in the comparison of the rubber, and so on. If you are going to comparison about in between rubber and wax, rubber would get positive and wax would give negative. What you did understand? You must have known about it. If you are going to rub two such things like these, then according to electrostatic series, which one will be first in the place in comparison to the other will be positive, and the coming of later that will be negative. So I think you would have known. So let's proceed further. It is very simple. When the colors come together, they spark, that is charge. When you comb your hair, when you comb your hair, then you have noticed that the very small particles attract in your comb, and you notice them. When a one person, I am tight this, and one person is rubbing by the comb. So what does he notice? He noticed that when the hair was dry, the few small particles came in the contact of comb and they have been attracted. So now what is the meaning of attraction? What is this type phenomena? Let's proceed it. Two like charges. Like charges means positive with positive, negative with negative. Less positive, less positive, less negative, less negative. When these two bodies, you try to bring them closer and closer, what would they do? They will give a repulsion force that will do they will do for to each other. They will try to go far away till end. How will be that possible? When you will bring it here and you will bring it here, they will feel Howard type force, repulsion, it will throw it in that side and this will throw it in that side. What the result will become? That result will come, these bodies will go far away to each other and the final distance will there be different between their initial and the final position. In the beginning, what was the distance? Let's say it was x distance. Now what is 2x, I think. Now the distance has been increased because you have taken positive charges. In this same way, when you are also taking negative charges, these also are similar charges. So what will you feel here? Again you will feel these again will do a more gap between both of them. So in this way, what you have learned till now? You have learned that similar charges never come together to killing to each other. They repel and throw to each other. So you have understood about the repulsion. It is the repulsion. Now you can write two similar charges always create repulsion. Now you have clearly understood. Like charges experience repulsion. It is the force. What is this? It is the force. It is the force between similar charges. Repulsion force. Sorry. Now we discuss about opposite charges. Unlike charges, positive with negative, negative with positive. When two opposite charges are taken or rubbed, then what do? They attract to each other, they cling to each other. How tight, how kind? Let's take example, it is positive body and one other is negative body. So what will we do? Their phenomena happens in this way. Positive tries to go forward and negative tries to take positive. So now you are seeing both are feeling same forces towards negative. Negative also attracting towards itself and positive is also trying to push their force outside and going to try to catch, to absorb in other body. So both are going in the same direction. So you will notice that positive would have gone towards the negative. They have attracted. It is the negative charge and so on with it. The stack example negative and here is positive. What would they do? It will and it also will. So what will be? It will generate in this style. It will be the phenomena. Let's take one more examples. Now the properties of electrostatic charge. From where charge created? First we discuss about it. Charge कहाँ से आया? Let's any atom is neutral. What is the meaning of neutral? Is this chargeless? No. It is the meaning that has acquired positive and negative in equal amount. It is an atom have positive and negative, equal positive and equal negative. Let's take, if I discuss about plus 5 electron minus 5 electron, that is 0. As according to mathematical it is 0. But what does this mean? It does not mean that it does not have charge, but it has charge like this, that it will not create effect on any object now, because that has been balanced. So what will we discuss? This was atom consists 3 fundamental particles. It is nucleus. In the nucleus, 2 atoms are present, proton and neutron. And in the outermost of cell, electrons revolve in their orbits. Electrons have negative charge and positive has proton charge. Proton has positive charge. So in this way, which is outer side? Electron is outer side. So any object always leave electron, does not leave proton. Means positive charge does not transfer. Remember and note this point, positive charge never transfers. What does transfer? Electron, negative charge, because that is revolving in outside. Proton is in the nucleus and that will never leave its own state, its own place. Okay, so any atom is neutral. This is why electron comes. On this behalf, we understand the properties of charge. Number 1, additivity. Means charge is a scalar quantity. What is the charge? Is a scalar quantity. Is a scalar quantity. Perhaps in first year you have learned about scalar and vector. These quantities have very great role in electrostatic field and magnetic field. Overall, we can say, if we are going to learn physics in very well order, then few things must be very familiar with us. So let's understand additivity. Yes, we are discussing the properties of charge. As I told you, charge is a scalar quantity. What is the meaning of a scalar quantity? It has only magnitude, not direction. For example, if you are going to a shopkeeper and you say him, give me 5 kilogram chini, sugar, 2 kilogram wheat, rice. What does you say? You say 2 kilogram chini, sugar. That 2 kilogram is magnitude and that is scalar. You never say to him that give me 2 kilogram sugar in the direction of north. No, you never say. In this way, one other person asks you what is the time by your watch. What do you say? You say it is 3 o'clock, it is 5 o'clock. You never say that in the north direction 3 o'clock, in the south direction 5 o'clock. You never tell him about direction. So when direction is not involved in your fundamental work, your fundamental needs, that you are working on a scalar quantity. So you would have known very simply what is a scalar. where there is no need of direction. Same on the temperature. How much temperature is today? 25 degree, 30 degree, 40 degree. No other way to include direction in it. So we are discussing about additivity. What is the charge of electron? Fundamental charge of the electron. Fundamental charge of electron 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. In the nature of negative, it is a negative charge. What is this? Negative charge. Same on charge on proton. Fundamental charge on proton. It is also same. 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. But it is positive in nature. It is positive. Proton is always positive, electron is always negative. So what will you understand? That both have same charges, but nature is different and just opposite, and 101% opposite. It is no doubt about it that in some cases proton would be negative. No, never. Till now no one case is found when the proton is got negative. No, never. And electron never positive. So also note this. Okay. So the property of additive is having a scalar quantity, then vector algebra will not be used here. Vector algebra will not be used, so you can simply add and subtract the charges, as previously I have done. Let a body have 5 positive charges, another body has negative 3 charges. After mix up, after attraction, after combination, what would become? Plus 5 electron minus 3 electron, you would get plus 2 electron. So what does it say? It does say it is the only fundamental basic mathematical property. You can add by the simple algebraic rule. You can add by the simple algebraic rule. No need to understand the resultant direction. No, there is no need, because charge is scalar. Charge is scalar with this magnitude. Now second property is important property. Conserve. Charge is conserved. Neither you can destroy charge. If a body has already charged, you cannot destroy it. No, you cannot destroy. Only you can transfer. For example, you have charged your mobile battery. If you don't talk, if you don't use mobile, charge will not enter. But if you are talking, if you are receiving calls, then the components used in your mobile are consuming the charge. So that battery charge is transferring to the other components. So neither you destroy it nor you create it. It is conserved. Now what will you write if the property conserve about charge? Charge is conservative property. Charge can never be destroyed. Charge can and not created. Very simple. Now again the third, quantization. Very important property of quantization. What will you say about quantization? On a body, if there is total charge on a body, that charge is always multiple of one charge. Is a multiple of integral charge. Integral means integer. Total charge on a body is integral multiple of charge. What did I say? I said, just not one more thing. Q, let's understand Q is the total charge. So this formula will be Q is equals to NE. Q is equals to NE. So what you understanding? You are understanding. I take one example. How many electrons has sodium? 11. Now I am going to find total charge on sodium. I am going to find total charge on sodium. So how much charge will be on sodium? This one main thing tells quantization about us. To us. Sodium has 11 charge. 11 electron. Now completely you will multiply it by the charge of 1 electron. Here is the word used, integral multiple. Integral means integer multiple. Integer means value. So what is the value of 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb? Unit of charge is coulomb. Coulomb. Unit of charge is coulomb. Symbol is C. And we denote it by Q. For electron only E. We denote by Q or E. E will be for electron and Q will be for anybody. So here Q is equal to Ne. Now you will simply multiply it. 1.6 multiply by 11, 16, 6, 7, 1, 17.6 into 19 minus coulomb. So what will you say now? You will say sodium has 17.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb charge. Now you can simply find out the charge on a body about which only you have to know how many electrons are existing on that body. If you have this knowledge, you have the power to find out the total charge. In this way, see a little different question. Now you know sodium gets positive. What is the meaning of positive? It is the simple meaning that a sodium has released 1 electron that has left. So there, how many electrons have been left here? Sodium has 11. 1 has released from here. Then there is total 10. So now what would be the charge on it? Then again use this formula. Q is equal to Ne. N is the 10. Electron 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. Simply multiply. And now this is the charge on sodium when 1 electron has been missed. And so on, anybody has negative charge. For example, let's talk again. Oxygen has 2 negative charge in their partnership. So you know oxygen has 8 electrons. Now 2 more electrons has achieved it. This has taken on 2 more electrons. So it is the simple meaning you will have to add 2 more electrons in it to find total charge. So how many electrons there are? 10 electrons. Now what is the charge on oxygen at this condition? So there is Q is equal to N is 10 electron multiple this, and you are getting, what did you get? And now simply you will have to multiply by 8 when there is no 2 more electrons are added on the oxygen during any bondation. So you are taking enjoy. Very simple to understand. If you have any problem, you have any comment, you then tell me. I will see, study and give you. So let's proceed ahead. So it is clear what is charge. What did we learn till now? What did we learn till now? So what did we learn now? We learned charge is a phenomena of friction, of rubbing. When two bodies are rubbed, then they leave their electrons and transfer. Charge is a scalar quantity. Charge has a magnitude value 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. Charge has two nature, positive and negative. Charge has two action, repulsion and attraction. And those also are forces, repulsion force, attraction force. We will discuss it in Coulomb law. Again, properties of charge, additivity, conservation and quantization. Quantization, one more thing says about us. About one more thing say about electronic charge. What is that? You can never divide. You can never divide the charge. What is this? You can never find the answer 0.5 into 9 minus 19. It is not possible. Charge can never divide it, yaar. Charge can never divide it. If there is one electron on the body, then it is surely that there is one electron. Otherwise, if electron is not present here, then that body is not charged. But if you are thinking that there is one electron, not possible. So always remember, the answer must be in integer form, not fractional form, not decimal form. No. Answer always. In numericals, I will tell you about this factor. Question number 1. A body has 1 coulomb charge. A body has 1 coulomb charge. Then how many electrons are present on that body? Then how much electrons on that body? If a body has total charge 1 coulomb, you simplify. This is the question of quantization. Q is equal to 1 electron is given, and he is asking about N. What is the number of electrons? He is asking about number of electrons. To simplify, you will write Q is equal to N, and from here N is going to obtain. So the formula will be written in this style. What is charge 1 coulomb? What is the value of E? 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19. This power of minus 19 will jump higher. 1 upon 1.6, 19 upon 10 to the power plus 19. Because that come over with the numerator. When we come from denominator to numerator, numerator to denominator, the sign of the powers are changed. So now you simply divide 1 by 1.6. How will you get? You will get this value 0.625. Now what does physics mathematics say? The points should be after first number from left. It is the first number and this point should be transferred in here, then it will be 6.25. Now you have jumped 1 point, so the power will be less 1. There is 18 electrons. So do you know how much is this? So high amount numbers, so highly amount numbers will give you 1 coulomb charge. So you can understand how much numbers in a conductor have, billions, trillions. So you can understand simply. Now when we see one more question. Calculate the charge carried by 12.5 into 10 to the power 8 electrons. The question is saying a body has such number of electrons and we have to find charge on it. We have to find charge and is equal to 12.58 into 10 to the power 8. So by the quantization rule, you know on a body the charge can be found out by this help. So there are the number, and what is the value of electron? 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19. Now you will have to simply multiply 12.5 multiply 1.6, and this is both powers are in multiply, so they will easily add or subtract. How much here will save? 11. 19 minus 8. Now you will multiply it, you will get 0.2 20 into 10 to the power minus 11, लगभग 2 into 10 to the power minus 10 coulomb. Is it clear? I taught you only one topic and gave you numerical on basket. All types numerical I will discuss here. All type, Coulomb, IIT, JEE, every type questions I will discuss. Now only you have to see one thing, that watch closely, subscribe and take enjoy watching day night video. On two subjects I am going to give you videos on physics and math, and as well as IT, and also motivational. Just enjoy.